Hey, Alexa here from Type A for Alexa, and I'm going to work on my August bullet journal setup in this video. It's actually July 27th, so it looks like I'm gonna be maybe a little ahead of schedule or on time with this month's setup. Usually I do it like the first or second of the month. So this is just a quick flip of my current setup and the themes that I've done. So January I did like a memory board type of theme that kind of waned off at the end of the month. February I did obviously like love for Valentine's Day. Again, kind of waned off at the end of the month. And then March was where I started doing an entire theme set up for the month at the beginning of the month. So these weeklies were drawn in and decorated and ready to go at the beginning of the month. And that is where I realized I am much more successful that way. So I started doing it for every month. April was like a retro Trapper Keeper notebook vibe theme. And then May was one of my favorites. I called this one Coffee and Craft Paper. And I did like the coffee stains for the tabs and incorporated a bunch of craft paper in the layouts. And then this was like a cool interactive spread. June, I ended up not loving. I tried a top tab situation. It just didn't end up being my favorite. I know why. And it makes me a little sad because I loved the sticker kit that I used for my monthly. It was this border situation at the top. It just didn't match the vibe I was going for. And here's July, which ended up being a close, I don't know if I'm going to call it a close second or tied for first with May with the coffee and craft paper, because this was my number one. And then I did July with our Summer Lemon monthly sticker kit, and I did these like die cut sticker tabs that were double-sided. And I just really ended up loving the way this turned out. And I tried this dotted line type of look in all of the spreads. It just became one of my favorites. So clearly I am better at setting all of this up at the beginning of the month than doing it week by week. So that's what I'm going to continue to do for August. And for August, I live here in Florida. Our kids go back to school the second week of August. So August is our back to school month. I know for some states it's not until September, but I'm going to use the back to school themed monthly layout sticker kit that I just released on my website. I'm going to use the larger kit with the individual boxes, and they all are like little individual pieces of notebook paper. But I have the rest of the kit. This is the smaller kit, just so I can use the deco pieces. And then I have the add-on so that I can use the header. And then I have the ripped paper sticker sheet so I can use that. So that's the theme I'm going for. And so far all I've done is just label out my weeks and sketch out where my tabs are going to be cut, because I am going to be doing divider tabs. That's just what works for me. And I've decided to do the crayon gradient, so they'll be sideways for the tabs. I need 4 tabs. So I did then mirror image these, so they'll be front and back. I show a lot of sticker sheets that I cut for myself that aren't like official sheets that I sell on my website, and they have these blue lines on them. And if you've ever wondered why, my printer does this weird thing where it like feathers out the last image, the sides of the image it prints. So I realized if I need to print crisp images, for items that I sell, I obviously want the edge of the image to be crisp. I have to add something else there. So I just started adding this blue line, and that makes all my images inside the blue line nice and crisp. If you know how to get around that, let me know. This is the only solution I've found. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So these are for my tabs, and then I just cut myself some extra deco pieces, and I think I'm ready to get started. So as always, I'm going to start by trimming down my pages first and getting the dividers down, because that's the most difficult and tedious and important part that I don't want to mess up. So I'm going to do that first. And last month I did count out the pages that I need for the rest of the year, and I almost have exactly the amount of pages left in my bullet journal to last me through the year if I continue doing things the way I do now, with one monthly spread and then the weeks following it and nothing extra in between, which is what works for my planning style anyway. So hopefully I don't mess up because I don't have a lot of room to spare. So with the last page, I don't have to do anything to this one. That's kind of like my backing page. And I start by just cutting off 1 grid space worth of each page because I don't like my dividers to sit flush against the edge of the notebook. I like them to be set in a little bit. So this is what I mean. See how the dividers have this like space here? They don't go all the way to the edge. I don't know why, it's just a personal preference thing. So before I trim the page down with the divider tab, I have to cut this piece off. Otherwise I will most likely forget. And I'll have to regroup and figure out how to salvage it. So this month ended up being or needing 4 divider tabs. Last month I did 5. So the tabs were a little shorter. These tabs are going to be a bit wider, but that's fine. I think it'll look cute with the rainbow gradient of the crayons. At first I was going to make the tabs school labeled notebooks like science and math this is, I don't know what I did there, but that ended up, I felt like the tab would have to be a little wider for it to look right rather than like a skinny notebook. And I love rainbow anyway, so why not make them rainbow crayons? Okay, so now that that is cut off, now I can cut the spot where I want the divider tab to be. So I like it another 3 grid spaces in. So that means this is the first tab because this is the monthly. This is why I leave myself notes because I can get lost real quickly. So I'm going to leave that space at the top. This will be the divider tab. So I need to cut this off. And I am going to cut around the crayons to give it that like die cut edge, kind of like how I did these. So this doesn't have to be perfect. The sticker is going to get laid over that, and then I'm going to trim around it. And unlike last month, where I found a ton of inspiration on Pinterest for spreads that I wanted to try, I quickly looked up like back to school themes for bullet journals before I started filming, and I didn't see any that were just screaming at me that I had to try them. A lot of them had to do with the like memory board look, because you know it looks like a teacher's memory board and stuff. That's not really speaking to me. I've done a lot of the memory board stuff throughout this year, so I may stop this filming, put a little more research into it, or try to come up with something super creative for the weekly spreads, and then come back when I have those ideas. Or by the time I get to that, I may just decide to flip back through to some of my favorite spreads and layouts and just recreate those with a back to school theme. We will see. Because I don't want to be overzealous and then not get this done before the end of this week. Because I have a very busy week coming up, and I feel like if I don't take the opportunity that I have right now to get this done, it could slip away. And then I'll have to rush through it, and when I have to rush, I don't really like the results, usually. So, okay. There's my divider tabs, and like I said, they're not the prettiest right now. I just needed the spacing. And now I'm going to lay the stickers down on them and cut around them. So, do I want tweezers for this? Sometimes I just feel like tweezers make everything more manageable, but I also want it to come to the edge. So like that. And I am gonna put the image on the back once I cut it. so that they're perfectly lined up. And it's not like I trim it looking at one side and then I flip it and I've cut off half the crayon on the other side. That would make me a little sad. But when I designed this monthly layout sticker kit, I really designed it for myself. So I'm like, I'm gonna do a back to school theme for August. Then it came out so good and the colors were so bright and vibrant. I was like, I'm gonna release this. So there's my crayon tabs. I feel like this, I always need that like landing border for the dividers. I feel like the landing border needs to look like at least be the color of a Crayola box. If I can somehow get more detail in there to make it look like a Crayola box, but I feel like it at least needs to be a Crayola box. What do you think? We'll see. Okay. So I'm just gonna kind of follow my sticker. That corner is gonna end up around. I might end up like my head in the way of the shots. It's just because I'm trying to find the easiest way to trim this. So I do apologize if you end up seeing my head. And there might be periods of silence where I'm just trying to focus and cut correctly. Last spread, last month in July for the lemons, I tried to not make it obvious as I was recording the voiceover, but that was a whole voiceover. But what I did was, while I was doing the spread, I imagined myself talking about it. So I made like hand gestures as if I was speaking on it like live. And I tried then when I went back to re-record the voiceover, I tried to match up my audio to the hand gestures and to what I was doing. And I felt like I tried to talk in like the present tense, not like I did this and then I did this. I tried to talk as if I was doing it. And I feel like I actually accomplished it. And I wonder if anybody noticed, like, this is a voiceover, but she's talking as if she's doing it. But this one isn't a voiceover. I'm doing this one live. I might end up doing a voiceover when, yeah, I guess I am cutting it like on an angle. I might end up doing a voiceover once I get to the weekly spreads, because like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna be filming those tonight since I don't know what I'm doing with them yet, but you'll be able to tell the difference in the audio. Whereas for July, it was all the same audio because I recorded the voiceover all at once. So I wasn't sure if anybody could actually tell. But let me know if you caught that video and if you caught that it was a voiceover. Even though I was trying to act like it wasn't. And I don't know why I was trying to act like it wasn't. See, I'm just flipping this all over the place. Because it's not like it matters if I do a voiceover or not. But I think correct me if I'm wrong, please. But I think some of what people like about my videos is that I do kind of share my thought process behind things that I try. And I share if I like it or if I don't like it or if I would do it differently. And I feel like that's only kind of information you get if I'm talking about it live. Does that make sense? It might not. And I might just sound like a wackadoodle. But wouldn't be the first time. So there's my first two tabs. And we're just gonna quickly finish these last ones. And we can get on to the fun stuff, like laying the monthly stickers down. I absolutely love that the monthly kit stickers are the little pieces of notebook paper. I just have a thing for notebook paper. If I could have notebook paper wallpaper all over my house, I would. Honestly, if my office wasn't literally the first thing you see when you walk into my house, I probably would have done it in here, but my office is technically what you would use as like a dining room, a formal dining room. So it's a wide open space, no door, and it's the first thing you see when you walk in. So I think my composition notebook rug will have to do, because I just can't. Other people live in this house, you know. Now, if I lived alone, when I become an empty nester, I don't have kids, and if I'm ever single again, and I can really do things 100% the way I want, and I don't have to care about what anybody else thinks, then we shall see. This is also maybe why I should do more voiceovers, because I tend to ramble about nonsense while I'm doing things like this. But it's okay. Just don't judge me. I'm just trying to craft here while my house is quiet. My boyfriend has the kids out, had them out all day. And I think I only have another maybe hour until I have to go meet them for dinner. So I've been alone with my thoughts all day. My thoughts and my cutting machines. Okay, I just need to put the back of that one on. And then I need to round the leftover edges. And the dividers are done. These ones were nice and simple, which I love. I love rounding the corners. I just feel like it is the ultimate, like, finished look. And then it matches the rest of my notebook since all the other pages are round. And this one. Okay. The tedious part is done. Let's just get all these little paper scraps. I also text my boyfriend because he's supposed to let me know when it's time for me to leave to meet them for dinner. And I texted him and I said, I'm filming, please don't call, just text me so that you don't interrupt my video. So we'll see if he reads that text before he calls me. If the video abruptly shuts off, I apologize. All right, I need to lay these little box stickers down. I'm gonna do the same spacing that I've done here, where I'm 2 grid spaces. Or do I want to go further in? It would leave me more room on the sides, but do I care about that? I don't think I need room on the sides. I don't think I'm going to keep it. 2 grid spaces in, 2 grid spaces from the bottom. This month starts on the 1st. Obviously, that was a genius statement. Starts on a Friday, ends on a Sunday. And I like a Monday start calendar in this. So that means the last day is going to be over here and it's 31st. I got to like work backwards because that's how I space it. So it's going to end on Sunday the 31st down in the corner. And so let me just get this bottom row laid down because that's like the base that I then follow. Although, should I lay some? I should probably lay some decoration down first. That way, in case I have to put these stickers over it. Okay, I see. This is where I took the rainbow crayon idea. This is like part of the washi there. What do I want down in the corner? Maybe the paper clips down here? Or do I want to use the also crayon washi down here just for more color? Like, why not? Who doesn't love color? Yeah, so some of the tops of that will be covered by the monthly boxes. So rather than having to peel them up after the fact. And then I always do like a little corner washi so I can do the A+ corner. I can do paper clips. What am I gonna do with the top for the header? Probably not more notebook paper because the days will already be the notebook paper. So I'm probably gonna do the paper clip up top. So I should use this for the bottom corner. So this is what I mean about, like, I kind of give you my thought process while I do everything. So that's why I like a live commentary more than a voiceover, but I really tried my hardest to remember all my thoughts for July and kind of like talk through it as I was rewatching the video. So anyway, enough about July. Let's move on to up to in. So that's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I need 3 here, and that will be the end of the month. And then I can work based off of that. Okay, that's the 31st. So just for time saving purposes and so that you don't hear me ramble while I lay down 28 more stickers, I'm just gonna cut the video, lay the rest of the stickers, and come back when I'm done. All right, I finished laying down the monthly boxes, used everyone on the sheet. Like I said, I do a Monday start and August starts on a Friday, so I did it correctly. This is always like one of the most stressful parts outside of the dividers. So now I need to add some stuff up here with the monthly header. Probably gonna go with this font. So what do I want to put up there? I can do those crayons, but I think I need to bring in some paper clips. So let's do the paper clip up in the corner. I almost wish this piece was a bit bigger, so it took up a little more real estate since I have white space up there, but we'll see if other stickers look cute. So I have that up there. I can do the school. That's a decent one. Let's add the header. So this is the header that I'm gonna use. There's August. And I guess because it's back to school, we should put the school. Should have a school for the back to school month. Okay, there's that. And then obviously I need a little something up here. So maybe we tie in this with this area with the longer paper clip washi up here. Yeah, I think that'll work. Good enough. And then I have some little deco pieces, so maybe the school bus. Definitely probably the paper airplane, because that could be cute flying around somewhere. And I think we need the bus. Do we put it next to the school? Yeah, why not? And do I need something here? Or is this one of those situations where less is more? I don't know if I ever agree with less is more. I'm gonna put this somewhere. Maybe I should put this on the first day of school, which is, they go back the 11th, which is this day. Let's do that. That's back to school day. And then, is it good? Do I leave it? I don't know. I do love the little notebook paper pieces. I think we need the apple. We have an apple here where we, oh, I have another clippy. Let's do some more of these. Just to add some stuff. Oh, I ripped it. I'm gonna have to put the other piece on that. was a little too aggressive with my tweezering. It's good enough. Nobody's gonna look that close. Apparently I'm gonna have to cut myself some more decoration if I want any for the weeks, because I'm using it all right now. Maybe just the A up here. Sure, why not? Sure, why not? Okay, before I make it too wild, I think this is good. I think this is a great monthly spread, and I just need to date the boxes, and then we're good. Do I want to date? I think I'm going to date the boxes in this corner so I can read it, or should I try to squeeze it in this little spot? I normally date in that corner. Let's try to squeeze it in that little spot. That way, if I have any plans I want to put, it's not in the way of that. There's that silence I was talking about. Okay, perfect. So that's the monthly. And I think all I'm gonna do right now is try to find some type of image to make the background of this look like the Crayola box. And then I'm gonna have to pause and figure out my weekly layout situation. So let me do that. Let me find something here for that like last thing, and then all that'll be left is my weeklies, and hey, mostly the hard part is over. So I'm gonna hop off and find that image for that, and I'll catch you back in a second. All right, I am back. I print and cut myself some more deco stickers and the border that I'm pretty sure I'm gonna use. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get the vision here. So that's kind of what it's gonna look like, and I feel like that gives the effect of them being in the crayon box. Kind of, you know, we're working with stickers and paper here. We gotta use our imagination. So I'm gonna lay this down. Let's see, how good did I measure that? Almost perfectly. So, I hope I get this right on the first lay. Good up there. I just need to trim a little bit. And even if this doesn't look exactly how I envisioned it, I still think it's a cute idea. Get an A for effort in my book. There you go. Obviously the crayons block a little bit of it, but I still think it gives the vibe of the crayon box. And if I'm on different weeks, you get it. I think it works. I think it ties the green in. There's a lot of color in the tabs. I think it works. It's cute. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. So that's the monthly. Those are the dividers. And like I said before, I have no clue what I'm doing for weeklies yet. Do I want to be extra and really come up with something different? Or do I want to just find weekly layouts that I like, that work, and kind of recreate them? I kind of love this style with this, the week on this page and the quadrants for my to-dos. This style also works. And I've done these layouts in different forms, in different themes. Like this is that same layout, this is that same. But like, how do I do it imaginative for back to school? So like, let me brainstorm here. Let's look at some of the stickers that I have. I have papers. I don't want to do more notebook paper because that's here. This is the notebook paper. I don't need to do like little individual sheets of notebook papers for the days of the week. Chalkboards would be cool because I could color them in and then use like a white gel pen to make it look like a chalkboard. Or I think I have the black highlighter somewhere that I used for that one setup in my junk drawer notebook. But yeah, the black. But I'm pretty sure the black bled through. Let's reference, shall we? I did it in this notebook for my meal plan. Did it bleed through? Oh no, I guess it didn't. Wow. Okay. So this is what I meant, like I did it as a chalkboard. So I did the black and then wrote with the white gel pen. So that's a possibility. I could do mini chalkboards for one of the weeks. And then what else do we have? Backpacks, stacks of books. I'm thinking like how I did this interactive one. Oh, that sticker's coming up a little. With the coffee cups, that I could do folders. They could open folders for different subjects and they could have names, but it's like a folder is just a rectangle. So would it even look like a folder? So right now my only idea is the mini chalkboards, and then maybe not even chalkboards for the whole thing. Maybe chalkboard, it would be like this layout with my week, and then these 4 could be chalkboards. Or do I just do layouts and put some decoration on them? Do they have to be super imaginative? That's my conundrum right now. Do I try to go imaginative and creative and do something different, or do I just put some layouts down on paper and decorate it? I'm going to search Pinterest a little bit more to see if I can find anything that sparks something. But as of right now, I think I will try to incorporate a little chalkboard. Maybe that's like a theme I'll do through it. How about this? I'm going to make a deal with myself. Oh, these are August plans that I have to put in here. I just had moved that. I'm gonna do layouts that I like, but then on each layout, along with decoration, will be a chalkboard or 2 to tie it all together. So like if I recreated this layout with school decoration, like this one and this one would be a chalkboard. And if I recreate this layout, this and this will be a chalkboard. How does that sound? Self? I think that sounds fabulous. And I did love this like dotted line style. I don't know, I just feel like it gave it a little something. So that's what I'm gonna do. And to be honest, I'm not going to film it because it's just gonna be a lot of box drawing with rulers. And I've shown all of these layouts in my previous videos. A lot of them are layouts I now gravitate to every month. They're just ones that I prefer. This one especially, this one I did in the lemon theme too. So I'm not going to film it, but of course I will come back and show you a final flip when it's done. So let's see if when I come back, I've actually stuck to what I've said with this little chalkboard thing. We'll see. Wish me luck. I'm gonna get to work. See you in a second. All right, like I said I would do, I finished the weeklies off camera. They are done now, and I think I added like 1 or 2 more stickers to this monthly spread. So this is what it looks like complete. And this is the first week, and I did copy a bunch of the same layouts that I did in last month's setup just because I liked them and they were easy. And I did the little chalkboard detail with the brown highlighter and that black one. That black one is so juicy. So I carried the chalkboard through at least once on each spread. And then I just use my normal day of the week stickers that I sell on my website, my header stickers,
and my white gel pen to write on the chalkboard. And I think that chalkboard on each page really brings it all together and keeps the weeks pretty cohesive. And I just used up the rest of my deco stickers in spots that I thought needed a little bit of it, and that is it. That's how it all came together. I still use that like dotted line for all of the other boxes. I really like the way that looks, and I am super happy with this setup and how it turned out. So I hope you like it, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye!